All right, everybody, welcome into the Lantern post-game analysis here. I'm with Gabe, Burggraf, Jacob, Benge, and Stephen Kishpaugh. Ohio State, they come away with the 21-10 victory over number 5 Notre Dame. It was a highly contested matchup throughout most of the game, and in the end, Ohio State's defense, they really came to play. I was joking around that with Jim Tressel in town, they were playing a little bit of Tressel ball, just kind of sort of that ground and pound, stick to the defense sort of approach. But one guy, Jacob, Xavier Johnson, really stepped up in the wide receiver role.
You're exactly right, Casey. We talked with him in the post-game presser, and, just watching him, he got choked up. It made me think about his story a little bit. Someone who came to Ohio State as a walk-on, earned a scholarship last year. He's in his 5th year. Caught his first career touchdown to give Ohio State the lead there at the end of the 3rd quarter. Ohio State's defense, like you said, held on to keep Notre Dame scoreless in the 2nd half. But, for Xavier Johnson, he said there were countless sleepless nights where he could have thrown in the towel. He relied on his faith, stuck to it, trusted the process, and said it all came full circle for him. So, what a great moment. And, that's Ohio State's wide receiver core. Gabe, what did you see from the run game? Because, like Casey said, Tressel ball.
Tressel ball in the 2nd half. Once that touchdown pass was caught by Xavier Johnson, the defense stepped up, and you kind of had the feeling that if Ohio State was able to score, they could put it away. And Mayan Williams had a spectacular finish, wrestling around with a couple of guys. We weren't sure if he got in. He got in to put the Buckeyes up by 2 scores. And he and Travion Henderson really carried the weight offensively for this team. C.J. Stroud didn't really settle in that much. He was running for his life a little bit, but the running backs were able to power through on the ground. Chunk. Not a real game where you get a bunch of explosive plays. Mayan had one that almost went to the house. He stepped out of bounds. But other than that, the running backs were solid and consistent. The wide receivers did a good job filling in for Jackson Smith-Njigba, who was out for a little bit as well.
Yeah, Jackson Smith-Njigba went down pretty early in the 1st quarter. He was wearing a towel over his head for the majority of the game, so we'll still check on, what the injury actually is and what it entails. But for me, the big story tonight was, Ohio State, they just have so much talent in the wide receiver room. I mean, last year you have 2 first-round draft picks in Garrett Wilson and Chris Olave, and this year, even with Jackson Smith-Njigba out, Emeka Egbuka and Marvin Harrison Jr. combined for, I believe, 14 catches, over 140 yards, and a touchdown. And, they probably have less than a dozen combined starts between the two. So, the wide receiver room is always something to look out for at Ohio State. And who knows, maybe this year it could be better than last year's.
Wow, quite the bold prediction. I mean, there's only one way to find out. Ohio State, they come away with a 21-10 victory over number 5 Notre Dame here at Ohio Stadium in the season opener. We'll have all the coverage for you coming up Arkansas State next week. That'll do it for Gabe, Jacob, Stephen, and myself, Casey Smith. We're signing off from Ohio Stadium. Take care.